Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. Hope you all are safe and sound. Today in this video we will talk about the struggles of Marco Asensio in front of goal. We will analyze his performance and try to find out the reasons behind the poor showing of Asensio. So let's get started. Firstly, Asensio, as we know, he has been struggling to get going this season. We know that last season he was out for a long while after the pre-season injury that he had picked up, and it was only due to the break of football that he was able to return towards the latter stages of the season and make some contribution as we went on that title-winning unbeaten run of games. Fast forward, coming to the new 2020-2021 season, we had some decent expectations from Asensio, and we still are expecting him to take the goal-scoring burden off Benzema. We desire to see him get more involved in the game, make more penetrative runs in the opposition's half, but this season up till now, he has not been able to assert himself on the pitch. There hasn't been a single performance from Asensio this season in which we can say that yes, he was the standout performer of the match. Rather lately, he has been more in the news for the defensive mistakes which have led to Real conceding goals. If we have a look at the stats of Asensio this season, he has played in 9 games this season, 6 in LaLiga, 3 in the Champions League, and he has played close to 600 minutes. But here is the disappointing bit. He has been unable to register a single goal this season, and neither does he have any assist against his name. Now it would be fair to say those are dismal stats for a Real Madrid forward. Adding to that, Marco Asensio wasn't even called up for the Spanish national squad, and it was only due to the injury of Ansu Fati that he was called up to the Spanish national team. As many of you know, Ansu is going to be out of action for at least 4 months. Wish him a speedy recovery. Coming back to Asensio, this season I think is going to be a very important season for Asensio. Not only are we expecting him to step up in our attack, but also this season can go on to determine whether Asensio will be a part of the starting lineup in the years to come, or will he be a squad rotation player, or will he be sold off to bring in more money to freshen up the squad? The case of Asensio has been a weird one. We all are aware of his qualities. He's a talented player. At one time early on in his Real Madrid career, he was given the tag of the golden boy of Real Madrid. That was due to the performances that he was putting up, and he was more in focus for some very important goals in big matches. His ability to get goals from long distances was one of his characteristics that really caught the eye. Off the top of my head, I can remember his 2 goals in the Spanish Super Cup against Barcelona in 2017, and in the past he has got some goals which were absolute screamers. In the following years, with the departure of Cristiano Ronaldo, the opportunities came knocking at his door, but in the 2018-19 season, Asensio's level dropped just like the rest of the players in the squad. He had started well under Lopetegui, but as the season went on, the inconsistency started creeping in, and then he had the season-ending injury in 2019, which only saw him get involved in the final few matches of the 2019-20 season. Now let's talk about the potential factors that may be preventing Asensio from returning back to the level that we desire to see. The biggest factor has to be his injury. He had ruptured his cruciate ligament last season, had to undergo a surgery, and then his recovery took a very long while. The truth is that it takes enormous amount of mental strength first to go through the pain, then go through the recovery phase, and it does take a while for a player to return back to the level where he was before the injury. Unless of course you are Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He is just a different player, an elite player. Marco Asensio was questioned about his form in Spain's training camp, and he had these words to say, "I still need time and to be patient in order to reach my best form. I trust the work I am doing and my chances to do so. My feeling after the injury are good. In the end, it's all a matter of confidence as the season progresses." Even Zidane had come to the defense of Asensio, citing that he was out for a while, and by the look of things there is a possibility that Asensio will need another 3 to 6 months or even a year to recover his previous form. It's tough for Asensio. After an ACL surgery, regaining the stability in the knee is a big challenge, and there also is the fear of re-injury, the mental block that the player has to overcome after such a major surgery. So that definitely has to be one of the factors. Another factor can be the amount of defensive work that has been allocated to Asensio, and not just Asensio, the defensive duties have been allocated to all players. Last season, Zidane focused on the defense as a major tool to do well in the league, and that is because we don't have the ability that we had earlier to bang in 3 or 4 goals every match. And this year, with the lack of new signings, we still see Zidane has stuck with the same approach. The defense-first approach, and as a result, Asensio too has to work out in defense. Sometimes he also has to cover cover for the right back when the right back gets involved in attack, and it does seem that to an extent Asensio is not being able to juggle his offensive and defensive work. In fact, these days we rarely see him take a shot from distance. His defensive errors include the one against Barcelona. He had switched off, which led to Jordi Alba getting space to run beyond Real Madrid's defense, and it led to the subsequent goal of Ansu Fati. Against Valencia, he tried an overhead kick to clear the ball near Real Madrid's penalty area, but he failed and it led to Real conceding the goal. This trend has also continued as he represented Spain recently during the ongoing international break against Netherlands. You can say that we should not judge an offensive player by the defensive work that he does, but it's also true that Asensio's defensive lapses are causing trouble to the team. It has led to Real conceding goals, and the player himself knows that it's due to his lapse of focus that a goal is conceded. The player knows that he was the man at fault. Hence, these events happening again and again are bound to affect the confidence of a player. Defensive duty can affect a player's game to an extent, I do agree, but we also have to remember here that football has evolved and the game is more quick than it ever was, and due to this everyone has to take care of their defensive duties. You can say that extraordinary attacking players like Ronaldo and Messi, these players don't put the same amount of effort defensively, but we all know these players are game changers and you want them to be present in attack, save their energy to focus more on attack as they have the ability to single-handedly go past 3 or 4 players on a regular basis and be decisive for the team. Asensio, I'm afraid, doesn't belong to that league of players, and hence he has to take care of his all-round game. Thirdly, we know that attackers live for goals, and with the goal drought continuing, Asensio's confidence seemed to be affected as well, and we need him to be among the scorers to see him play with more confidence. He needs to be more involved in attack, and at times, he does seem to be going through the motions, act as a bystander, completely switched off. That is not going to do any good to him. He has to be more demanding of the ball, he has to make more of those runs looking to get in behind the defense. In short, he has to show more intent, and once he does that, we have the players to find him making those runs, be it Modric, Kroos or Odegaard. I trust in the talent of Asensio and want him to be a success at Real Madrid. Unfortunately, time is running out for him. This may be a make or break season for him, with the club being linked to Mbappe and Haaland. If these players arrive at our club and Asensio continues to be inconsistent, he will be relegated to the bench. Right now, Asensio faces the threat from some of our players out on loan as well, like Kubo and Brahim, who are performing at a good level. And within the club, Rodrigo is also challenging for the starting spot. So Asensio has to pick himself really quick. Show us why we should continue to have faith in him. He is going through a tough phase. At almost 25, he's just 2 years away from entering his prime years, and Real Madrid do not stay patient for long. All we can hope now is that Asensio gets some goal contribution under his belt as soon as possible. Get that confidence going, because we need the best of Asensio this season. And that is all I make of the recent struggles of Marco Asensio. Now it's your time to let me know what you make of the Asensio situation. What do you think is the reason behind the struggle of Asensio, and how long do you think Real will be patient with him? Write in the comment section below. There will be more videos for you this week. I will see you soon. Till then, stay safe, and as always, Hala Madrid.
Yeah.